So, fun fact about Jacqueline, and I actually don't know if this has been shared on the pod, so correct me if I'm very wrong.
Oh God, what are you going to say?
So we're going to New York tomorrow, and I was thinking about how you react on flights and planes, and she lies, like, vertically into her body to sleep on flights. Like, I will, for the YouTube watchers, watch.
No, you're not doing it right.
No, vertical feet, and then...
No. It's just a full...
It's a full release of the back, and I just hate the whole experience.
I can't explain it. It's the comfiest position. I can sleep on any type of flight.
Like, I hate
it's amazing.
It. Okay.
I'm trying to get more people on board, but people think I'm dead. I've had people, when I was flying alone, the woman beside me goes, "Ma'am, are you going to be sick?" I'm like, no, I'm just sleeping.
Let's roll the intro.
Well, welcome back to Potty Talk,
the podcast where we shit talk ourselves.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Tor.
And we have another guest today.
Today, Lindsay Klein is here.
Welcome.
I'm so excited. I don't know
So
how
happy
to
to be
formally intro you, but Lindsay Klein is actually my old roommate, so I can be put on blast today. You have all the deep, dark secrets.
Yeah, that could be fun.
And Lindsay works in interior design, but she's also a comedian, and we want to hear all about your life and all the good things that are going on.
I'm personally so excited because obviously I've known you as a friend through Tori, through being her roommate, and you're obviously in our friend group. But I recently, within the past year, just discovered that you did comedy. For the past 6 months, I've been trying to get to a show. It's never happened. So I'm like, today is the day. Do your full stage performance.
Yeah, like
just
we
here
need
on
the
the pod.
5-minute
We're not funny,
stand-up podcast breakdown. But yeah, so okay, let's start at the beginning. Maybe tell us a bit about how you got into the interior design world, and then how you decided to kind of flip it on its head and start pursuing a career in comedy.
Yeah, well, I started interior design, like, kind of just based on a whim. Like, in high school, like, you had to pick, obviously, what you're going to go into.
Sure.
And I was torn between business and fine arts.
Right.
Which, like, aren't related at all. And then I saw, like, Ryerson's interior design program, and I was like, that looks so cool. Like,
I
was like, I just want to see if I can get in. Like, I heard it was hard to get in. And I was like, I'm just going to do this for fun.
LOL.
And I was like, I have no intention of actually going to Ryerson or, like, living in Toronto. Like, I wanted to go far away.
Yeah.
But I got in. I didn't get into, like, all the business programs I wanted to get into.
Right.
So I was like, oh, maybe I'm, like, better at the artsy kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I was like, if I hate it, I'll just drop out after a year. Like,
Oh my gosh.
whatever.
I love
here
that.
you are.
Yeah.
Graduated, working full-time, all the things.
So you enjoyed your time in the program?
I did. The first year was a little rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, first year there's hard.
And
but-
we lived together.
I was going to say, what was the crossover of you two?
She was in 4th year, I was in 3rd year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, yeah, we were great roommates, actually. We never
How did
really
you get to know her,
fought.
though? What was the first?
A mutual friend from high school.
She just saw
Oh.
Tor's post on Facebook.
It was literally
Yeah.
a Facebook ad, like, I need
Yeah.
a roommate.
Well, that worked
It
out
was, like,
good.
perfect.
Yeah.
It was exactly what I needed.
We
Yeah.
met for a coffee, actually, at, like, that summer going into the year. We're like, okay, we're both normal.
Yeah,
like,
we're
it was
just,
like a 5-minute meeting
5
and
minutes.
decided we
Yeah. We're
could
just
live
like,
together.
Is it normal?
Yeah. So chill.
So what's I guess I need it from both of you.
Yeah.
The worst thing and the best thing about living together with each other.
Oh.
Like best memory or worst memory or both?
Okay. I mean, best memory is probably just that, like, we got up to so many, like, shenanigans. Like,
Yeah.
we'd always, like, I don't know, have, like, pre-parties and, like, food
Yeah,
and,
I
like,
feel like I came home, like, every day and Tor would just be like, wine?
yeah, like, it was like, how was your day? Like,
Yeah.
that's the nice thing about having a roommate, especially at that time in your
Yeah.
life, because all you want to do is, like, gossip about how your day went, and it's so nice to have that, like,
Yeah.
built-in friend. You just get to,
Totally.
like, hang out, so we totally did that all the time. Worst? I don't really... Oh, she has, like, so many illnesses. She had shingles.
Oh my god, like the week after I moved
my
in,
God.
I thought I had bed bugs.
Oh, yeah.
And then turns out I had shingles.
Wait, what?
The week after I moved in, I was like, this
How do
girl's
you
gonna
get
think
shingles?
I'm
I
insane.
thought
Yeah.
you get that like when you're like older.
80.
You are supposed to only get it when you're 80.
Wait, how'd you get it?
I don't know.
Miscellaneous. But this is her
Yeah.
thing. Like, she'll just have these, like,
I
really
get really
strange malaise.
And I was so scared because Tor never had chicken pox. So I was like, what if I
Oh,
gave her
right.
chicken
I had
pox?
never had chicken pox, so it was, like, kind of a whole thing.
Yeah.
Wait, can
that
you
was
get
probably the
chicken
worst
pox
part.
from having shingles?
If someone hasn't had, I think.
Chicken pox.
Yeah, chicken
Luckily,
pox.
I had the vaccination, so I knew I was, like, kind of in the clear, but you never
Yeah.
know, right?
Oh
So,
damn.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
That was-
a little
that was the
rough.
low.
Okay, what about the reverse? What did you not like about living with
You can
her?
talk shit. It's fine. It's potty talk. I'll let
Honestly,
you
we
do it.
never got in one fight.
That's
There
true.
wasn't
We
one
actually
thing that
we didn't
bothered
fight
you?
once, actually.
No.
There was not.
You weren't
I
suppressing.
was messy. I know I'm messy, so I'll take that.
I'm pretty messy too.
Yeah.
We were like the same.
We're pretty same level. Like,
yeah.
it's true. We had very similar living habits.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
Maybe, like, the times I would lock myself out, that was probably probably annoying. I did that a couple times. Like, I'm locked out. I locked the door.
Oh my God, yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I felt like you never locked your doors in your house, and then you would like never bring a key when you would go out.
Yeah.
Even I
Yeah, I
remember
did that a
Yeah.
few
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
I did that a few times. But we never got, like, broken into or anything.
No.
So it
It's
was,
shocking.
yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
That's hilarious.
Highly secure building.
So when did you start to, I guess, go from interior design to comedy? Because I know you do a lot of
Yeah.
shows. You're like doing at least a show a week, I feel like. If
Yeah,
not more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like build it up now.
Yeah.
I started when I lived with Tor. It was just kind of like, it wasn't one thing that set it off. It was like kind of always a thought in my head, probably since I was in like third year.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I'm busy with school. Like, I'm not going to start doing
Right.
this on the side
Yeah.
now. And I was like a huge keener in school. Like, I was always doing school. And yeah, so I went to a show at Comedy Bar and I saw they had comedy classes and I was like, oh, that sounds so fun to just like chill with funny people for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I was with my friend. I was like, do you want to do that? She's like, no.
Not at all.
Yeah, and then
I remember when we first moved into, or when we were living together, you had this little notebook and you'd write down little ideas of like
Yeah.
what could maybe make the script or like make a cut
Yeah.
of your comedy show, and it was like always so fun to hear
Yeah.
the ideas.
yeah, when I started comedy class, we'd have to do like 10 things you hate about yourself, and like Tor would help me like try to brainstorm
That's so
things.
funny. Yeah, what's the
But-
process like? Do you like create your full set, I guess, before you go on, or do you have wiggle room for like how the audience responds?
Everyone does it differently. Like,
Yeah.
I think I need to improve on like creating wiggle room because I like to have like a very structured set thing
Sure.
and I know what I'm gonna say. But I think it's almost better if you can like read the room a little bit.
Right.
And
That's such a
like,
learned skill, though. We were
improv,
talking about this
yeah.
the other
Yeah,
day.
that's
like
hard.
the
It's hard,
natural
yeah.
improv. If someone's like, what is that? Heckles. If someone heckles at you, and then you have to have that like.
Yeah, AKA us. We're the hecklers of the show.
I was
True.
getting heckled last week and I did not know how to deal with it. And like
Wait,
I was like, whoa, I do
What were
need
they
to learn.
saying?
So I
Is it
have
like
this
a fun heckling or a
It-
negative?
no,
heckling?
it was
Okay.
fun. Like I think this girl was just like a little bit lit and like having fun on Monday
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
But she was sitting in the front row and she like kept talking, so that was also distracting.
Yeah.
But then I have a
God.
joke. I have a joke about walk-in clinics.
Can I hear the story about the walk-in
Yes.
clinic?
So I'm a huge hypochondriac, and I always go to walk-in clinics. Tor can tell you it's like
Yeah,
at least once
Because
a
of the
month.
shingles.
Yeah.
Well, it's like she thinks she's more sick than she is, so she'll just confirm
Oh,
with
but
the
the shingles,
doctors.
the walk-in clinic, they were like, you have hives. And they like misdiagnosed it, like almost let it go unnoticed.
That's so.
It was a mess. But anyway, so I go to a lot of walk-in clinics.
Yeah.
And like the joke is that they think everything is an STD or mono, just like based on your age. But when I do if you're a semi-attractive female or like 20-something female.
Then they're like, you definitely have mono.
Yeah. And then she screamed out, she's like, no, you're super attractive. And I was like, I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, how do I take
You're like, how
that?
does this land? Like,
Yeah.
That's too funny. Yeah, I would be so bad. Well, we talk about this all the time. Like, I, in a live setting, trying to be funny, one, I'm not naturally funny, but like, two, just the pressure of that, I would just like tense up and freeze and just be the worst person.
Yeah.
How do you like bring your natural self and your humor? Like, do you get nervous before? Do you have a ritual?
Yeah, I normally like run over my set a few times just because especially if I'm tired, I'm just scared I'm gonna forget.
Yeah, and then like
Yeah.
take a shot and go on stage.
Yeah, sometimes. It depends the night. It depends like the vibe,
vibe
of the
of the
place,
room.
like who's there. But yeah, sometimes I'll go on like
just too
completely,
sober.
Yeah, completely sober and just like do my set and leave.
Yeah.
And then other nights I'll like
Get a
I'll have
little
bit more fun.
zesty.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Have
funny.
you ever had a full show that like just went terribly wrong?
I had a show once where I messed up the words pretty badly, and I have forgotten my set before, like more when I started.
Yeah.
Once my friend, I was like rehearsing it so much, and then my friend like knew the set from like me rehearsing it, so I was just like I was so tired, and I was like I forget, and then she screamed out my set to me from the audience.
Aw, that's really
And I was
nice.
like, yes, thank you.
That's actually funny.
hilarious. There is
Yeah.
something to be said for like over preparing. Like
I know.
it
Yeah.
kind of hinders you.
No,
almost.
and I'm trying to like do it less because
Yeah.
it does. Like
Yeah.
you should be able to just like flow in and out of stuff, which I'm starting to learn how to do now. but-
Right.
That's such a skill though, because it's like it's so weird. You could probably do your full set here, or like whatever, vice versa. We'd be hilarious or tell a hilarious story in this type of setting, but then you
Yeah.
throw an audience of 50 people,
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
like everything feels different.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
Like even just the lights in your eyes.
I
Like,
know.
it
It's
It's an
changes it.
unnatural setting
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, so Lindsay is someone who most of her set is based on, if not all of it, based on true events, which I enjoy because I like when comedians are mostly talking about their own,
And you have the insight
Failures.
of knowing her as an actual person
Yeah,
outside
yeah.
of that realm.
other than like, I mean, you know, some comedians will be very like political or like whatever, and I feel like Lindsay's are so nice because it's all about like her own detriments in life.
Like a self-deprecating.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of weird things happen to me.
Like
Yeah.
what?
Tell the story about your original intern.
Okay, yeah. This is also like kind of what it sparked, like
Your
me wanting to
interest
get
in
into
comedy.
because I realized when I told the story, I was like, oh, everyone seems to laugh. I kind of like that. But
Yeah.
I'm liking this attention.
so when I was just after second year, we had to get like a certain amount of intern hours.
Sure.
And so I was just like, I need a job, like super keener. So I applied to like there was like this Ryerson posting. I applied to it. I go to this interview, pull up, and I'm like, this job is in a house. This is weird. I was like, do we have the right address, sir? And he's like, yes. So I go in, and it's like this old woman. She like runs her business from her house alone. And like in the interview, she was like, I only hire females from Ryerson. And I was like, why females only? And she's like, I like to look at a groomed face. And I was like, I don't think this is legal.
This is discrimination.
Yeah.
So anyways, I was like,
At least she said groomed face. She could have said something worse.
that's true. But as a little like naive, I was probably like 18.
Yeah.
Like it was my first like
Job
actual-
interview.
Yeah. So I just took it. And like it was unpaid. Like why was I doing free labor for like this crazy woman? But yeah, and then like every day I just had different stories of like what she would do that day. Like everyone was so excited for me to go to work because they couldn't wait to like hear
So
what
what
she
would
did.
she do?
Where did it start?
What was her most iconic story? The one that was on your initial set?
Yeah, okay, so one day there's a couple.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the
It was a
time.
full summer internship. But
was a full
okay, there was one day it was her birthday. And so I walk in and like the day would always start with like she'd be in her room making her bed and I'd be like in her bedroom with her and I was like, this is strange.
Wait,
Pause.
super weird.
Yeah. So she would like tell me how she wanted her mom to die because
Oh my God.
she just thinks she's old enough and like we don't really get along.
Oh my God. How old is she?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Like middle age.
middle aged.
Yeah.
A bit older than middle age probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is her
Zesty.
business still around? Like,
Unknown.
Unknown.
clear.
So yeah, she would tell me how she wanted her mom to die and
That's awful.
like not like straight up in those words, but that was the gist of it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so that morning she slips in, it's my birthday today. And so I'm like, oh nice, happy birthday, like do you have any plans? And she's like, no, not really. And I was
Aw.
like, okay, yeah, she's like kind of lonely, so
Yeah.
I felt bad. Then like at lunch she like force fed me like a block of cake.
Wait,
And she
what?
didn't eat because she like ate very healthy, but she wouldn't eat the cake at all. She just
she
made
lived through
me
you?
eat the cake.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Like, eat the icing.
And then just
You know,
watched me like eat it.
Oh, I feel super uncomfortable
Yeah.
about this.
And then
Comment below if you've had a boss making you cake in front of them.
good, at least?
I honestly don't remember. Like, I just remember being uncomfortable. And then, okay, so later that day, so she would always make me like, it wasn't really interior design. It was more like decorating at this point. So we'd like paint furniture.
Right.
And I was sitting on the floor like painting a bench or something. And she'd always put on classical music. And she thought that I liked the classical music because I used to do ballet as a kid.
Okay, that's a stretch. You must
Yeah.
love classical music.
So she'd always put on like Bach or whatever and like ask me what I thought about it. And I was like, I have no words. But
I have nothing.
like
to
most of
contribute.
the day, I would just say to like most of what she said. I didn't,
And you were there from
never
like a
had
9 to
response.
5, like, kind of thing?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
And then, so I'm sitting on the floor, she's playing her classical music, and then she's like, you know what, it's my birthday, and starts dancing around the kitchen.
Oh, this is like manic behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
I'm-
she unstable?
I'm not sure if she was on something that day, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But then she goes, to hell with it, it's my birthday. She grabs her computer, sits down on the floor beside me, and puts full screen a photo of her like dead dance teacher on the screen. Just sits down beside me, like very close to me, like Jacqueline, you're gonna be me.
Yeah.
She sits down like this on the floor beside me, and then like leans over onto my shoulder, and then put your pinky out. And I was like, what is going on right now?
Oh my gosh.
And she links our pinkies, lies on my shoulder, and just like starts laughing like this really evil laugh.
Oh no!
Were you afraid that you were to get murdered?
Oh yeah, all the time.
all the time? Jeez.
While you're looking at the dead dance teacher?
Yeah.
That is so strange.
That's shocking, actually.
Yeah.
But it's just things like that. I'm like, Lindsay, what a
So
life
on
you
the
lead.
daily, this was happening?
Yeah, like there was also something she would tell me, like how she goes into a new client's home and starts off with her 3 rules.
Which
And
are?
She says, number 1, I don't do anything that requires a helmet because it's too dangerous. Number 2, I do not wear sensible shoes. And number 3, I won't sleep with your husband.
And that's how she starts off each.
And then gave me a whole lesson why I shouldn't sleep with married men when I was 18.
It's like too much. Like she's
This
so
woman, we need to get her on Potty Talk.
I know, like this woman, like I've heard so many stories about her and I just always die.
And you completed the full hours and the full internship?
I think I was going away at the beginning of August, and I said I'm not gonna return after. And then she kept sending me emails to like see how I was, and I ghosted.
Do you think, did she have any like children of her own?
No, I think
So
I
she
think
was
got
a
me,
loneliness,
like, bonded with you as a child.
Yeah,
of hers.
she like really, she had this thing where she was like, I think you were raised really well, and she wanted to bring my mom into work to talk to my mom.
Stop.
My mom was like, no, thank you.
Yeah, no, that's really strange. Wow. I don't know if I should say I love that energy or I hate that energy.
No, if I was 18, like, and that's
Yeah.
hard too. When you have like a figure of authority, you think you're doing this proper thing for school. Like it's kind of like you
It's
don't know how
awkward.
to navigate it, and you're just stuck then in this weird situation.
Yeah.
But hey, that's how you became a comedian. So shouts out to her.
Damn. And then, so another fun fact about Lindsay Klein is that she goes on more first dates than maybe I would say anyone I know. I would say
Oh,
of
that's
my
fun.
entire friend group, you're the most zesty in terms of
Probably.
like, well, I love it because I think, I mean, you guys are on the complete opposite sides of the
Yeah.
spectrum. It's like, you're so like, if it comes my way, I'm not exploring anything,
Yeah.
whatever. And then you're like putting yourself out there and you're like the total opposite in that way. And you're like always on the dating apps and like, you know, every man in Toronto
Yeah.
in our age group. And it's like iconic. And so tell us about this
I
experience.
just don't want to miss the opportunity.
True. No, I love
Like,
that.
I get bored very quickly, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm just always like looking for something new. And yeah, I just like.
Many
I
of
don't
the
know.
What's like
Yeah.
the worst first date or any horror stories?
Okay, I have a top 3.
Oh, I love this.
The worst date I've ever been on was the first date I've ever been on.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Really set the standard.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
I met him at a bar when I was like 18, and he like he wasn't my normal type, but I was like, he's very nice. Like I'll go out with him, whatever. So he's like, I'm gonna come pick you up. At the time, I was living on Church Street,
Yeah.
and there's one Church Street in Toronto, and there's one I think in Mississauga, like somewhere
Oh,
really
stop.
far. And like you knew I went to Ryerson, and so I was like, you would figure that you would think it's the one.
Oh, so Church
That's
Street is
literally
so iconic.
next-
Everyone
yeah.
knows what Church Street
Yeah,
is.
like
Exactly.
it's next to
So we
Ryerson.
went to the other one to pick me up. So he was an hour late because he had to like go from the other side of the city. So
Was
I'm like,
he from Toronto?
no, he was pretty new. So I'm like,
Oh.
okay,
Okay,
like,
fair.
understandable.
If
Fine.
he was from Toronto, I'd be like, I'm not
Idiot.
getting on this date.
Yeah,
Yeah,
idiot.
idiot.
So he picks me up, whatever. Like he's nice. There's one thing if someone says, "Oh, you look really pretty." There's another thing if someone the whole date is going, "You're so pretty. Why are you single?"
Oh yeah, I hate that. Like where it's like too far the other
and
way.
He just keeps going.
It's like,
and
just
keeps
appreciate
going.
that I look
And I was
good.
like, I'm 18. Why can't I be single? Like,
Right. That's so weird.
Yeah, it was a little weird, and he was bringing up his ex-girlfriend a little bit, and he was like,
Was
really,
he also 18 or was he older?
I think he was my age. I think
Okay.
so. Maybe a little bit older.
Sure.
I don't remember. He was bringing up his ex-girlfriend, kind of, and I was like, this is a little weird. And he was really big in hockey. He's telling me about it, and I'm like, this means nothing to me. I know nothing about sports.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so whatever. We go for dinner. Like, yeah, weird things, but overall it's fine. And then
Right.
he goes, do you want to go to a movie after? So I'm like, honestly, we're right beside a movie theater. I'm not doing anything. Why not? So we go to the movie, and I'm like, there's no good movies playing, and they're also not at, like, the time. You know, movies
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
play
yeah,
at
yeah.
certain times, so we had to wait a little bit before. And
Oh god.
so we're waiting, and I was like, cool, I'm just going to go to the washroom. He's like, yeah, me too. So I go to the washroom, take my sweet time, I come out, I'm like, he's not here.
Oh god.
And then, so I'm waiting like another 5 minutes. At this point, we're at like 10 minutes.
Wait, that's way too long for someone to
Oh
be
no,
in the back.
he is having diarrhea.
Yeah, he's still not there. So I
what?
text him, and I'm like, hey, like,
Are
did
you-
you go into the theater? Like, where are you? He's like, no, I'm still in the washroom, sorry.
Ew, but then he's texting you.
Oh!
That is disgusting.
So then comes out after 15 minutes, and I was like, do not touch me.
Did he acknowledge it like, oh, that dinner really wasn't sitting?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. He was like, sorry, like, I think what we ate didn't. And I was like,
Oh
I
no!
hate that energy so much.
so then we go into the movie, and we're still so early. It's like the previews.
Sure.
And he's talking to me the whole time. And I'm like pretty young at this point. And he's like, so, and I'm Jewish. So he's like, do you want to marry Jewish? And I was like,
Yes.
but I'm 18. Like, I'm not,
Yeah.
like, why are we talking about marriage at the first date?
Right.
And
Was he Jewish?
yeah.
Oh, so it was like a thing for him.
Yeah, so whatever. He's asking me all these uncomfortable questions. Like, that's not that uncomfortable, but he's like going
Enough
for
for
a
it's just
first
like
date.
weird
Yeah.
for a first date.
So then he goes, I'm having trouble reading you. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
Also, like, you've known me for like 2 hours.
yeah.
Like,
So I was like, okay. Anyways, movie starts. He is still talking to me the whole time.
Oh, God.
no.
And then I also see him, like, I'm just sitting like this, and he's like,
oh, like watching you
watching me.
watch the movie.
yeah.
No.
And then in
Oh,
the
I
movie,
cannot.
they brought up something about birthdays, and he goes, by the way, when's your birthday?
First of all, people that
Yeah.
speak in movie theaters
Yeah,
need
you
to go
can-
home. Go
Yeah.
home, go home, go home. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's just rude. I was literally at the movies last night with Adam. And Adam hates it even more than me. He got sitting beside this couple that was a little bit talking to the screen, and oh my, I thought he was gonna kill himself. It was horrible to watch. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
And they were just bantering. Oh my God, Kay.
Wait,
Yeah.
that wasn't the end of it.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, he's like looking at me, like I see him going.
And do you
then,
acknowledge his remarks when he goes, when's your birthday? Do you go, December 5th?
Yeah. Did
Yeah,
you
I
say?
was like, yeah, I saw my birthday, and I was like, why? And he's like, they just brought up birthdays in the movie. So I was
writing it
wondering
down
when
on
his
his
birthday
He's
is.
just all over the place.
Maybe
Like,
he's really into
awkward.
astrology. I don't know. Like,
It just sounds like he's
But,
awkward and doesn't know.
Yeah.
that
and
he's
like we were
footing.
pretty young at this point. Like I hope
Sure,
it's been
whatever.
years. Like maybe
Aw,
he's a great
sir,
catch
I
now.
hope- first date, man. Hope you're doing well.
And then, so after like 10 minutes of him looking over at me, he goes, so I'm having trouble reading you and I want to put my arm around you, but I'm not sure if you'd like it. Would you like it?
In the middle of the movie.
And he said it like just as demanding as that.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
said,
God.
I don't know.
Well,
And
now
then he
I
did it.
don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That
like-
almost makes it worse. It would have been fine if you just
Exactly. If he just
casually.
made the move.
Yeah, and if you're like, whatever, not feel like.
But it was also like he got it out of a
pushes me.
movie, like, and I was just like, oh God. And then we didn't talk or like touch for the rest of the date, and it was just
Oh, that's so
And we
awkward.
never spoke again, which was for the
First
best.
dates are I mean I've only been on like 2 first dates because I've only ever dated really. No, that's not true. I guess I've been on like 4 or 5 in my life. Dates are make you want to
Well,
die.
not if
Have you
they're
ever been on like
good.
a full on date with someone? Like
No, I don't. I never go on
oh,
dates with anyone.
get ready. It's
Honestly,
the
if
worst
they're
feeling.
good, it's like it's the best feeling. Like,
Well, if it's a great date, it's amazing,
Yeah.
but it's still nerve wracking. But if
it's
it's a
nerve-wracking
bad
at the
date,
beginning. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't get nervous anymore.
That's too funny. Okay,
Good
so that's
enough.
number one.
That's number 1. That was the top worst one. Number 2, Tori actually walked me there, and she goes, "Okay, so like if it's not good, if you need anything, just text me." And I was like, cool.
Code word.
Yeah, code word.
Arugula.
Yeah.
arugula.
So I get there, I'm like a minute late, and I'm like, oh, sorry I'm late. I had a really busy day, whatever. I was still in school, so I was like, school was so busy. Where'd you go to school? And he goes, business. And I was like, oh God, this is going to be a long night.
Oh no.
And then, so I'm like trying
Was
to talk
he
to
lying?
him. No, he wasn't.
Just
He
nervous?
like,
Oh.
yeah, I guess just nervous. And then this is going on for a little while. He's like not fully answering me. And so then he just goes,
Ryerson.
he's like, I need to get up and wipe my sweat. And then went to the
he
washroom.
didn't say that.
No, he did.
This was iconic. I remember
He's
this.
like, I'm really nervous. I texted Tor and I was like, Tor, please come save me. And she goes, ha ha ha, ha.
I was like,
Oh.
I'm not saving you.
So how this is a guy you met like on a dating app or?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Wait, that's
I remember
so
this.
awkward.
And since then, he has liked me on dating apps again. And I'm like, we've tried this, but it's not
Wait, so did you end up like ditching early or what was the?
Yeah, I just like chugged my glass of wine and then I was like, okay, I gotta go. I have an early day tomorrow.
Yeah. See, that's my problem is I think I would be like too blunt and I think people
I
would
do
not
that too.
like me because I
Yeah,
would just
this
say,
is not working,
this
sir."
is not it.
Yeah.
And
You
then
know
I would
it's
just
not.
get up and go.
I know it's
I'd leave a
not.
20 on the table. I don't even expect, actually, we were talking about this, at least with all the dates, you get a lot of free drinks,
Yes.
which I'm aligned
the
with
good
this.
part.
Yeah, what's the expectation? My thing is always if whoever initiates, I think
Oh,
should
really?
pay. But I mean, I guess like if we want to be more traditional, whatever.
Generally, guys pay.
Yeah.
But like, obviously, I offer still.
Yeah.
And, like,
For a first date,
For a
I guess.
first
For a
date, the
first
guy
date.
should pay. Anything beyond that, I agree. Going Dutch, even girl paying.
Yeah.
I paid for a lot of my first dates, and I will say I don't mind it.
It's a bit of a
It's a
power,
power
move. I kind
move.
of like.
yeah.
I think it's whoever is like asking whoever out. You know, like if I'm begging you for the date, then I will pay for your dinner.
I've never like straight up asked someone on a date though. I'm trying to think.
I'm surprised I haven't, but I don't think I have.
Yeah, I don't think
Well,
I
I feel like the way it
have.
always plays out is typically the guy ends up just asking
Finally
you.
pulling through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it used to not be something I cared about, especially when we were all in school. But
Yeah.
now I'm like, if
You
he's
have a
working,
job.
if he has a full-time job and can't offer, then I'm like, that just shows, that's like a sign of character. It's not like I can't afford it.
I totally
but
agree.
Yeah, it's just like being,
Be cordial.
Yeah,
be
exactly.
nice. Be a little bit romantic. Buy my glass of
Yeah.
wine. It's not that much to
yeah.
ask.
So now if I go on a date and they don't offer to pay, I'm like, okay, yeah.
And
Well, it's
also,
just like the
it's up to
offer.
them
It's
to
the
set
weird,
the
like-
standard. Like,
Yeah.
for example, like, yeah, if you're going to like a really chill bar on like
Yeah.
King West and you have one drink and they don't offer to pay, that is a
Exactly.
sure sign that I will probably not.
Well,
go
I
out with
like
you again.
love the good juggle
Exactly.
too, where you're like, oh, you sure? You go to like pull out your card.
Yeah.
Oh, no, split? Are you sure? Okay, fine. Like it's like
Yeah.
that awkward.
Yeah.
But like,
But,
yeah,
I like
if
that.
we're going out for like multiple tacos and we each got 3 drinks, of course I'll pay half.
I love how
like,
she
I
says
don't
if I
care.
go for multiple tacos.
Well, why would you just go for one taco?
True.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
So
no
if
limit.
you're getting tacos
You're
and a
going-
drink,
yeah.
you might offer to pay.
like, but if it's a one drink or one, I've had a guy not
Totally.
pay for my coffee, and I'm like, really? Like,
Oh, okay, that I can't
just-
handle.
I don't know. I know it's like a bit gender like stereotypes, but I just think it's like a nice thing to
Yeah,
offer.
and I just think the first date, I think anything
Yeah,
beyond that, I could be flex, and I'm
exactly.
like, Dutch,
Yeah.
whatever, I'm cool. But
What
I
does
think
Dutch
for-
mean? Why do you keep saying that?
Dutch means
Dutch, like, split in
50-50.
Oh, wait, really?
I'm going Dutch. It means that
Yeah.
we're splitting it 50-50.
Wait, I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
Like Adam and I now in our relationship, I feel like we often still, if we're out for a good dinner, we'll just
Yeah.
pay for our own. Cause like I don't care, like
Yeah.
I don't know you, you don't know me, and then sometimes I'll buy, sometimes he'll buy. Like it's
Exactly,
so flow,
yeah, and you're just
I
like,
feel
it evens out,
Yeah,
it's
when you're
fine,
dating,
yeah.
the flow is normal. But I
Yeah.
think if it's a first date, you can buy my cocktail.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
So number 3?
Number 3, it was a lunch date. I've never done
Oh.
this before. It's so weird, but
Guys,
yeah,
don't go on lunch dates.
Don't never go on a sushi first date.
Oh.
Anyways, but yeah, so we go for sushi. I go to the place. It was like a block away from our apartment, so like not a huge deal, like very close.
I remember this.
And so I text him. I'm like, "Hey, are you here?" And he goes, "Oh shit, I forgot it's daylight savings."
Oh my god.
And
Your
then-
phone auto like
Exactly.
updates. Like you have no
Auto updates.
excuse.
This
And
guy's
he
an
came in, I
idiot.
think he was like stoned out of his mind, honestly.
Aw.
So he ends up arriving?
Yeah, he got there in like 20 minutes. I like went shopping while I was waiting.
Oh my god.
Wait, that is iconic.
And this is why you don't date.
Shit, it's daylight savings.
I was like, how?
That's actually kind of
Like,
hilarious. I kind of love that
I
response.
know.
It's funny. It's definitely
Oh,
Original.
rats, it got me again. The one day of the year.
And then
2 days
I
Right.
remember the whole year I'd like always make fun of that. And then the next year on daylight savings, I was supposed to have people over, and like I think me and my sister were like building furniture that day, so we were just looking at like the oven clock.
Oh, and the
on our
oven is
phone.
always wrong. The oven is
doesn't-
still
It
wrong.
doesn't update, so
I
we
know.
were like, oh my god, it's 5:30. They're coming over now, and like our place was a huge mess. And I was like, oh my god, I fell into that trap.
Fuck, it's daylight savings.
Daylight savings.
Wait, that is iconic.
That's really
That's
funny.
so good.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
Damn. Well, anyone else want to make it to the top 3? You know where to find her.
Yeah. Well,
We could use an update.
we've talked about this too. It's like you have to put a certain level of trust into the dating apps to even feel confident enough to
Yeah.
go out on a date. Which one is your favorite, J-Swipe or Hinge?
It depends the time.
Yeah.
It depends the time.
Daylight savings or
Yeah.
not.
Daylight savings, definitely
I
J-Swipe.
find I go through phases. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'll be like, oh, I've met everyone lately on Bumble. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's Hinge.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're diverse in your expedition.
Diversifying the
Diversifying,
apps.
yeah.
In your expedition.
That's amazing. So do you find the behind the scenes, is there a lot of drama in the comedy world? Like what's that industry look like?
Like I find it pretty friendly.
Yeah.
But I think I'm also just like super oblivious to drama. Like I don't notice those kind of things.
Yeah.
So I'll walk in and like be friendly to everyone, and then someone will be like, oh my god, the drama in here tonight. But
That's so funny.
But like, what goes
yeah.
on? Like, do people talk shit about other comedians? Will
They
be
spoil
like,
each other's sets or like steal their, like is
I don't
joke
think-
stealing a big thing?
not that I've noticed, but I think it's more just like people not showing up for their spots or people being late or like giving the spots out. Like it's more scheduling kind of and like just general respecting each other.
I kind of get that. I mean, okay,
Yeah.
this actually reminded me, my very first job that I had, I was working like retail in the Eaton Center. I was like 15, 16. And I remember thinking like, oh, like this is chill. Like I'm having fun. Like work is whatever. My boss is great. But like I was also someone like I didn't really put in the effort to really like make friendships outside of work. Like we were all pals
Yeah.
during our shift. But
Yeah.
like I'm not like hanging out with you outside
Yeah.
of it, you know? And then one day, like randomly, like maybe it was like Christmas, there was like whatever, and everyone was like, let's go get like a vegan brunch or like what. I was like, okay, cool, like I guess
Yeah.
so. Like none of you, like these people are also like not even like my same age or the people you would never naturally probably hang out with
Exactly.
outside, but whatever. So I finally like outside of work was hanging out with all of my coworkers. And then everyone just started talking shit about our manager. And I was like, oh, I thought she seems great. Like, I don't know. And I was so oblivious to, again, half the drama, because to me, things were fine and I was an easy employee, whatever. And you start hearing everyone else, like, all of their, like, problems. And I'm like, oh, damn, didn't even know any of this was going on. Like, I didn't know any of you guys hated it.
It's better to just turn a blind eye.
Well, then I would go to work and be like, oh. And then, like,
tense your whole...
Yeah, and I was like, I was having a fine time before.
Oblivious.
Same.
I'd much
there is
rather
a
be
beauty in a
oblivious,
bit of it.
Yeah. And it's the same thing about, like, people not liking you. Like, I know there's many people in this world that don't enjoy my presence, and I think I'd prefer to...
The way you say it always reminds me of when they dull my sparkle, that, like, one line.
Yeah, don't dull my sparkle, bitches. No, but I think that I usually, for the most part, would prefer to just not know. Like, if you hate me,
same.
I'm like... That's great, but just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Because I think once I know that someone hates me, then I'll just make sure their life is even more hell. So it's better for everyone if I just don't know.
Yeah.
I think.
No, I would.
Because I don't care about winning people over. So if I know they already hate me, I'm not going to, like, put in the effort to try and become their friend. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't care about the approval, but it's more, I would just prefer not to know. Turn a blind eye.
Yeah, I would have said it in mine. Like, why am I going to let someone's negativity bring me down?
Yeah. Totally.
Especially in work. It's like, it's just better
Oh,
to
especially
be out of it.
at work. Oh my God, yeah. Like a coworker, if you hate me, like, I don't want to know.
Yeah, how's your job now? Do you have any other crazy middle-aged women or no?
No, it's great.
Okay,
I
good.
love the people
Super
I work
chill.
with. Yeah, everyone's super chill. Like, it's like kind of a much younger vibe than where I used to work, so that's great.
Are you on more of like a traditional 9-to-5 schedule with that, or is that more flex?
Yeah, well, 9 to whenever.
Yeah,
but
and then your comedy takes over at night.
Yeah.
How does it feel in the millennial spirit to be working a 9-to-5? We talk about this a lot, how, I don't know, our age demo, we just all hate it.
Yeah. I don't know if I, like, love doing the same thing every day.
Right.
Like, of course, it'd be more fun to, like, diversify your schedule, but
Right.
like, for now, it's like,
It works.
Yeah.
It works.
Did you take a day off to come here today?
Yeah.
She had
I
the
was taking
day
a day off today.
It just
my
worked
God.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
She had a little
Thanks for coming on the pod.
holiday.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit, because one of our questions on the podcast, we like to ask people, you know, what can we expect from you in 5 years, 10 years? Like, what is that future self like? Do you have an idea? Like, are you going to be Amy Schumer?
I hope.
But I feel like I always try to plan things. I'm such
Yeah.
a planner, and I'm starting to realize, like, you don't need to plan every little thing. Like, it will fall into place.
Right.
So, like, I would love if I could somehow take, like, design and comedy and merge them somehow and, like, create something like that. But I also, like...
how would you see that coming to life together?
Like set design?
Yeah, maybe something like that, or, I don't know, like...
Interesting.
A comedy about interior designers, who knows?
Who knows the crossover?
Yeah, I don't know. I hope to, like, gain more presence in comedy and be able to manage the two better, because it's really difficult for me. Like, interior design, I know people think it's like, oh, a pretty easy job. Like, it's long hours.
A lot, yeah.
So managing the two is like...
Interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely like a struggle to find the line, and I want to be able to do comedy more nights of the week and have energy and have a social life.
Yeah.
And it's a lot.
Balancing all of that
but-
is honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
And also the life of a comedian, when you think about it, is really challenging too, because they are working at night.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a
And I'm
flip
like, I go to
schedule.
these events, like these comedy, like open mics or whatever, and everyone's there till like midnight. I'm like, I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
So that's difficult, but.
Well, and then it's also, I'm sure it must be interesting too, like you have, whatever, a very busy lifestyle and schedule right now, but then in order for you to be creating material for your comedy sets, you need to be like just living your life and getting experiences. So yeah, you need to like plan time for that, but then there's no time because then you need to like,
Yeah.
so it's like, how do you even fit it all in?
It's a lot. I'm tired a lot. But,
I need sleep.
but
I'm ready to sleep.
Yeah, like if you love it, then it's like better to go do it than to be sitting at home
Totally.
and like, going to bed early. Like,
And also,
gives you more energy in the end.
it's funny because I think there is a certain level of fearlessness that comes with comedy, with telling your own stories, with putting yourself on the line in front of a big audience. I think it's easy for us to sit here with like a camera on us and say whatever we want because
Totally.
there's no intimidation.
Yeah.
But it's really hard when you're putting yourself on the
I
line
would
in
not
front
be
of a
able to do
live
it.
audience. Yeah, it seems really intimidating.
Especially also being like a working professional and then also
Right.
talking about like dating on stage and
Yeah.
like, stuff like that. It's
True.
definitely like a weird mix.
Have you ever
but
had people from your work hear your comedy set?
I started to.
Okay, interesting.
And like recently they're all like, we're coming. And I was like,
And that is hard because it's like work and
Different side of
play,
you,
and it's a
yeah.
different
Yeah, it's a
side of
different
you,
side
and
of
it's a
me.
little more honest, and it's a little more off the cuff, and all of those things. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
if I'd want every boss I've ever
Yeah.
had listening even to Potty Talk.
Same,
Yeah.
exactly, totally.
Or clients, like, sorry clients, if you hate us.
It's interesting.
It
but
is,
I'm
yeah.
hoping to just like find the balance one day and have it work out.
It also bothers me that like people cannot have two sides of them, especially in the professional world. I feel
Yeah.
like there's this really strict line. One of my friends this past weekend was talking about how she was out at her Christmas like company party, and how everyone just got completely lit up, and it was this whole
Yeah.
thing, and it was a little wild and weird to see everyone kind of really, off their rocker a
Yeah,
little
when
bit.
you only know someone in a very specific context.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
weird to
seeing
see
them
the
break
flip, and I think as a society we need to become a little more flexible in how we handle people.
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
I think there
get
can
it,
be the
though.
professional self, and then also the fun self, and then also the friendly
yeah,
self.
it's also such a weird world because like social media, everyone's seeing everything.
It's
And
true.
you can just like look someone up and see everything about them.
Totally.
Yeah.
So like I feel like 50 years ago you did have a bit more of a divide.
It's
because
true.
You
You could
weren't
let it
the same
rest.
person.
Now it's like
yeah.
if you drink, we know you drink because we can see it on your
Exactly.
Snapchat story that you're drinking
Yeah.
wine, and like that immediately has a perception on it. So
But
it's
yeah,
just
my office now is a bit more like, it's not so corporate. It's,
Right.
It's more relaxed.
More
and-
chill.
Yeah. But in my old job, when it was more corporate, I was so scared to tell people I did stand up. Like,
Yeah.
I would literally pretend I had like a medical emergency and had to leave before I told them I did stand up.
Back to the walking
so
clinic.
funny. But it's very similar to experiences we've had chatting with other people that started YouTube channels,
Yeah.
because they said a very similar thing in their time when they were working normal corporate
Yeah.
jobs. They would not say, "Oh yeah, I'm running a YouTube on the back end," because there's just this inherent sense of unprofessionalism, which isn't the case, but it just
Yeah.
feels that way to people. Like if they're pursuing something in the creative industries, it immediately feels like, "Oh, this is not right. It's not my like
Yeah.
corporate self." But I don't know. I'm not aligned with that. I think that there's room for both. I do believe that.
Yeah, I think also with me, like people don't expect it because I don't come
Well,
across
same.
like I'm not like class clown. Like,
No, Jacqueline was
Well, that
shocked.
was, well, no, in some ways, because I never heard you talk about it before, because I think it was
Yeah.
not until the summer, or like Torchella or whatever. But then as soon as you said it, I was go, oh, I can totally see this, like your dry humor, like,
Yeah.
no, like I get it. That's why I just think it's amazing. But it speaks to the whole idea, like, yeah, you can only see someone in a certain light,
certain
and you
light.
don't realize we were all
But
human
then
and we
sometimes
all
as I
had-
tell people, like even like my oldest friends, they're like, we were so shocked. But then they're like, okay, yeah, I see that.
It makes sense, yeah.
Like takes a second and then you're like, "Yep, got it."
Yeah.
Who are
That's
some
so
people
funny.
that you like idolize in the comedy space?
Chelsea Handler, I recently met her. I
Oh,
was
really?
so starstruck. Oh my god, I made a fool of myself.
Tell me.
We just like got really good tickets to her show, and then found out that those included meet and greets, and
Oh,
I was
amazing.
dying.
Here in
almost,
Toronto?
yeah, I almost cried. Like I was choked up. I was getting emotional.
Aw.
I was like, thank you so much for everything you do.
Yeah.
And then my sister was like, she does comedy too, and she was like, you keep doing it, girl.
Aw.
And I was like, oh my god, Chelsea, that's all I
my
needed to
God.
hear from you.
Yeah, I will now. I'll do it because of you.
For you, all for you.
She was like your number one idol.
She's my
like,
number one. Jen Kirkman, not that many people, like, people know her, but I feel like it's a bit more of an older demographic, which is why I love her. But, because I'm like my inner 40-year-old. But, yeah, I think watching her made me want to do it because she just said a lot of things that I really, like, related to. And she's also, like, not so, like, loud class clown, like Amy
Sure,
Schumer vibes.
like
She's,
traditional.
Yeah,
Right.
so I was like, oh, you
It's
don't
like
have
understated
to be so,
humor.
Yeah, I was like, you don't have to have such a crazy life to do it. Like, she just kind of talks about, like, her observations and, like, how she hates most people. Like, who else? Amy Schumer, yeah, I love her.
Amy's undeniably
Yeah.
funny. She just does crazy shit.
Sarah Silverman, like, all those, like, female, like,
Yeah.
just Mindy Kaling, like.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
Mindy. I like Mindy's books too.
Oh, yeah.
Are
her
you
books
someone that
good.
would prefer like a live performance to go watch, or are you someone that likes like the TV specials, or do you think there's a space for both?
Being at a show is more fun.
Yeah.
Because, like, you got a couple drinks in you, like, you feel the energy in the room. I love watching Netflix specials, too, though.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when I was living with Tor, like, most nights you'd find me just in my bed watching a Netflix special.
Totally.
That's too fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the Netflix specials. I like that they've done that now too.
Yeah.
Do you like Chappelle? Dave Chappelle? No.
No.
Speak on that. Why?
I honestly, I just, like, I'm not
Don't
that
enjoy
into that
him.
genre. Like,
Yeah. He is kind of political in all of
Yeah.
his endeavors.
I prefer to watch things that are more relatable.
Yeah.
Which might be kind of narcissistic, but.
no.
Like,
no, it makes sense.
I agree with that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Who
think
do you
Dave was
like?
funny.
I don't really know a lot of, like, I don't watch a lot
I
of
love
comedians.
Key and Peele.
Oh, yeah.
So
Classic.
good. Just funny. I like all their skits. I just find them really funny. Yeah, I don't watch a ton of comedy though. I like shows that are funny. Friends from College, love.
Yeah,
so
that's
good.
great.
Like shows that make me
Yeah.
laugh where there's like acting, but like you can tell they're kind of being themselves, but they're still
Yeah.
acting.
Yeah.
Like I love shows like that. But yeah, I don't watch
Yeah.
it. I love going to Comedy Cellar in New York. Like
Yeah,
love
you got
seeing
me into
live
that.
comedy.
We had the most fun.
You guys had the best time. I went. We saw the shittiest show.
Oh, we had so much fun. We were
Saw
getting
Judd
roasted.
Apatow. I told
Oh
you
my
this.
God,
didn't
We were
I?
front
yeah.
row,
I
like.
was so jealous.
But again, this is the luck. As soon as we walked to the door, they're like, "Oh, we have some seats for you, front row." We're like, "Amazing, news."
Perfect.
Like,
Yeah,
it
it just
worked
worked out.
Yeah.
It just worked
Great.
out.
But yeah, also like comedy podcasts. Like that
Yeah.
What podcast do you like?
So originally, like back in the day, there was this podcast, Gilmore Guys, where they just
Okay.
two guys talk about Gilmore Girls for like hours and hours on end about each episode, and it is the funniest thing ever.
Like, ironically, or
but like one of them loves it, and one of them is watching it for the first time as they go, and
Oh,
they're
wait,
both like
that's
comedians.
hilarious.
And it is the funniest thing ever. I saw them live, and then yeah, like also listening to that, I was like, oh my god, these guys, this is their job. They're having so much fun.
Yeah.
Like-
And to preface this, I would come home every day and she's watching Gilmore Girls. Like, it's my version of Gossip Girl. Like,
Yeah.
she loves Gilmore Girls. And I think that podcast came out actually when we were living together or just the year previous.
that was when I went to the live show.
Yeah, and she was like so obsessed with this podcast, and at the time I was like, podcast, like what? I didn't even like understand. So she was like the original inspo for podcast listening because she always had like the latest and greatest
Yeah, I
love
podcast.
podcasts.
Yeah,
I work
Same.
all day.
and this is your
listening to
debut
podcasts.
on the podcast.
Yeah, it's my first podcast.
Is it your first time being on a podcast?
Yeah.
fun.
So
Love
excited.
it, love it. Yeah, what other ones do you like? I feel like you always have good taste in them.
I love dating ones, obviously. You Up. I brought you
Oh
to
yeah,
that,
you up. I went to the live show with her. It was really fun.
It's so cool that the podcasts go live. Do you think we can get potty live?
I need a live party
We should do one
taping.
Toronto live potty.
Girls Gotta Eat. Love that.
Oh,
right
that's
now.
when Tony Rose loves that. She was
Yeah,
talking about
Tony
that.
does
I
love it.
introduced it to her.
Oh my
That's so
god!
funny.
Yeah, she's the original.
What else?
It's so funny seeing like the Spotify Wrapped, like what makes like
Yeah.
the top. How do you listen to your podcast? Are you on Spotify?
I normally
or-
listen on the podcast app.
Yeah.
Okay. I am such a YouTube. I know that's like not even what a podcast is, but I love watching the video version of the
really?
podcast. That's why when we started even this, I was so insistent. I was like, Tor, we've got to do the YouTube version too
Mm-hmm.
because all the podcasts I watch, I like prefer to watch it on YouTube or to like play it on YouTube in the background
Yeah.
as I'm cleaning my house, so I can kind of peek in it when I like want to.
Yeah.
But I agree, there's such a space to like be able to download it offline when I'm like flying or whatever. And-
On my commutes, I'll
Yeah,
yeah, on the
commutes.
subway, the best.
Yeah.
Love
Truly.
that.
Well, as the year wraps up, we always like to do a little bit of roses and thorns.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, every day we do roses and thorns, but especially now that we are reaching the end of the decade.
Yes.
I think we made you do roses and thorns before, but as a recap,
Probably.
thorns are one negative thing in your day
Okay.
or the decade. Interpret it as you would like. 2 roses, which are 2 positive, 2 highlights, and then a rosebud, which is one thing you're looking forward to in the future. Short
Okay.
term. Take it away. Yeah, love it.
Thorn.
Thorn for the day or for the year?
Whatever you
Whatever
want.
you want.
Whatever,
Whatever
is sticking
seems-
out as a thorn.
Okay, for the day is that I got my flu shot yesterday, and it made me feel
Ill?
a little ill this
Ugh.
morning. But
But you're
feeling better.
kicking.
Feeling better
Yeah.
now. Yeah, that's good. Rose for the day is that I took the day off. And
Yes.
Getting a massage.
Yeah, it's so nice to have a
Brilliant.
long weekend.
Yeah, a Monday
Yeah.
off too. Nonetheless.
Exactly, and I had a lot of holiday parties this weekend, so I was like, yes, I can use another day of rest.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
recovery.
Rose and thorn for the year.
Yeah.
I don't know what my thorn is for the year. I think just that I didn't take enough vacation days.
How old were you entering this decade? You would have been
Entering
like,
this decade? I
14?
was 14. So for the past decade,
how have you changed since 14?
14 to
is
24.
What's
a
been your
lot.
lowest low from 14 to 24?
No one thought I'd be doing comedy at 14.
True.
Let me tell you that.
True.
That's iconic.
That's cute. You just never know what a decade will bring.
Yeah, and Rose is that I'm happy in my new job. I'm happy that
Yeah.
I'm doing comedy more.
I love that.
I'm like starting to build up the stamina to do it like once a week, twice a week.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, you're here.
Yeah, snaps for you. I can't snap properly because that's actually my thorn. I have like a really weird cut on my thumb. I actually took off the Band-Aid because it was looking a little wretched.
Wretched?
Yeah, I've got like the debris though. Of, like, look at how gross that is. It's like the Band-Aid residue.
Ew.
No, so on the weekend, I was like, I'm gonna make a beautiful homemade curry, like super excited about it, bought all the proper ingredients, chopped up all my veggies, like turned out great. I made like a decent sized batch. I'm just
Yeah.
one person, so I like put some in some mason jars, put it in the freezer. was an idiot and did not account for when things freeze, they expand. And I filled my mason jar up to the brim. So, I mean, I guess it was kind of fortunate. The way that, it's not like it like shattered and there was glass everywhere. It just, I guess as it froze, it like bursted out of the mason jar. So it was all cracked and like clearly broken, but like in place still in my freezer. The next morning, though, I go to like make a smoothie, so I went to go grab some frozen fruit, and then I like skimmed the mason jar, thinking it was just like I hit the cold glass, but I kind of sliced my thumb a little bit.
Oh, no.
And I would go, oh crap, my curry, and then like I had this whole thing. And then a rose, I would say, so that was definitely my thorn. A rose was that I was gonna go eat my curry today. I kind of like pulled off the glass, and now I'm thinking that I shouldn't do that because there maybe could be some glass in the food.
Don't eat it.
She was saying don't eat it, and I was like, it was a good curry.
Yeah,
I think I should not, though. Now I'm feeling like
Why
it's not
risk
worth
it?
I
Literally,
know.
why
Yeah.
risk it?
I know.
Go to
I
Tim
was
Hortons
just-
and get a chili. It'll be fine.
I know.
Are they vegan? Oh no, it's meat. It's meat chili. Never mind.
I'll find another location, but
Find a
yeah,
vegan
now I'm a
chili.
little annoyed because I just ruined a full batch of my
Damn.
curry.
That's very sad. I'm sorry.
That's my thorn of my decade.
decade?
Of my decade. And then a rose, but something I'm looking forward to. We're heading to New York tomorrow, which will be fun. We're kind of going on like a little press trip, the final work trip of the year. Although this sounds like a lot of play, no work. We're going to go see the Rockettes, like go skating in Central
so
Park,
nice.
and
So
literally
nice.
living the Lux life for like 2-3 days. So that'll be really awesome. We're heading
Yeah.
there with Kiss. So I need to pack for that, which I don't know how I'm going to fit that in today, but I need to sort that out. But then I'm excited for it.
Wonderful.
What about you, Tor?
Thorny, thorny, thorn. I like ate a lot this weekend. That's a thorn. Like not ate a lot, but you know when you're eating
Over
like
it.
rich foods.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it
Did
was
you ever
actually.
eat that cupcake you bought?
No, I didn't.
What happened to it?
I gave it to John. He asked if he
Oh.
could have it, so I donated it to my sister's boyfriend.
He's,
so
like,
that's
gone
one
vegan
thing
for a
I
few
didn't
weeks.
eat. No, but I just, you know when you feel like you're eating really like heavy foods? It was all good. It was just like a lot. I had a lot of like media brunches scheduled, and it was just like
Oh yeah, you were out for brunches and like mimosas. And
yeah,
just
and,
living
like it
up.
was
That looked
good.
nice.
It was just like a lot, you know.
yeah.
So
Fair
like I'm
enough.
just gonna be drinking a lot of water today. So yeah, that's great. And then a rose. Yeah, it's like the second last Monday before like kind of like Christmas. What?
Kind of like
Is that true?
Christmas.
What day is it? The 12th?
Christmas is on
so
a Wednesday.
soon.
It's so
3
soon.
Wednesdays from now.
When does Hanukkah begin?
Isn't it been
I
beginning?
want to say the 22nd, but I might
Oh.
be making that up. I'm
Okay.
not sure.
Does that
You
change every
celebrate,
year?
right?
Yeah.
The dates change, right?
Half?
A little bit.
Little
my,
bit.
my parents are going away. Me and my sister are throwing like a Hanukkah party.
Cute.
But we were like, I hope not everyone can come because we can't fit them all.
Oh my god, that's funny. I always was jealous of Hanukkah because you get 8 gifts, right?
No, that's such a like you
Fallacy?
hear that as a kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
but no, I don't think I ever got 8 gifts.
Because my
That's so
friend
funny.
always did, and I was very jealous. Like she'd
Oh,
get like
really?
a gift a day. It would be like an iPod one day, and
Well,
then it'd be like
I
UGG
definitely
boots.
was not getting
So
that.
Yeah.
I remember growing up, we would always like do Santa, but we weren't like religious growing up. But we
Yeah.
would do like the whole Santa thing just because everyone else kind of did it. And me, like in grade, I don't know, 3 or 4, like loved to challenge everything. I'm like, well, why do we do like Christmas? I know a lot of other people do different
Yeah.
celebrations. So I got super into like learning the different traditions.
Uh-huh.
And then obviously I discovered what Hanukkah was. And I'm like, Mom, I think we should do Hanukkah this year instead. And she's like, you can't just like pick a new holiday. Like you have to like
Yeah.
know about it and like, you know, practice it. So like, okay, well, I'm going to learn about the background, the religion, like I'm going to get into it. So for like 3 months leading up to Hanukkah, I'm like reading all these like children Bibles and like these different
Oh my
things.
God.
Like, and my mom at first was like, Jacqueline, you just want to get extra gifts. I'm like, it's not even about the gifts. I just want to make sure that I'm like practicing things that I really believe in. And like, I got so into it. My mom was supportive. It was like great.
So tell me what you know about it.
So-
you know about
She
the
probably knows
Elijah
a lot
cup.
more than I do.
No. It was also grade 3, me just trying to understand. I'm like, I can make like the potato pancakes, like that's like,
Latkes? Thanks. Okay.
the best
You're
part.
done here. You're gonna get a lot of
No,
hate
but
on the
listen to
comments
this, this
below.
is so funny. So yeah, that year I like didn't get like we didn't do I didn't do Christmas. I think my brother still like did Santa, and like I just chose to do Hanukkah. So no,
What?
this is like the most insane thing. And then obviously we came from like a super small town. Like my parents didn't know where to like buy a menorah from or like buy a
Yeah.
dreidel. My dad DIY'd, made a dreidel that like spun, painted it by hand,
Oh,
like.
beautiful.
So that was me in grade 3, me trying to be like this woke, like, I'm like, well, why are we doing Christmas? Like, just because everyone else in our town does Christmas. So that was my one experience diving into lighting the menorah.
Wow.
Nice.
I always felt lucky because so many of my friends growing up were Jewish.
Oh,
I always
yeah.
say I'm honorary because I
You
actually
are,
know
yeah.
so much.
See, I grew up with no diversity, so I think I just
Yeah.
wanted to challenge.
I always felt like I kind of celebrated both, like because my best friend was Jewish, so I'd always go to her house like around Hanukkah and
Yeah.
spend those like holidays together. But then I'd celebrate Christmas with my family. So
yeah,
yeah,
you had a
it
good
was nice.
balance.
Yeah, which is the one with the apples and honey? That's Passover, right?
Apples and
Or no, is that the New Year?
That's Rosh Hashanah.
Rosh
Yeah.
Hashanah, brilliant.
That's a good holiday.
Yeah,
Good
it
food
is.
On that
It
holiday.
is.
Should I dip into that one next year? Maybe
Yeah, choose a couple holidays to
Yeah,
celebrate.
it's just all about the food.
It is.
yeah,
The
everyone
foods
has-
are so
everyone has
good.
food.
Yeah. Brilliant. Love Judaism. What can I say?
That's
Always
amazing.
have. All right. Well, so do you have anything else you'd like to share with our listeners, Lindsay? It was
let us
such a
know where they
joy
can find
having
you
you.
as well.
You can find me on Instagram.
Yes.
Lynn's KL.
Yeah, Lynn's KL.
Everything
How
with
did
my
that
name.
come
My
up?
name is so generic.
Yeah.
Anything that is similar to Lindsay Klein.
Oh, was
is
it just taken?
Yeah.
Wait,
Lynn's
where does the
KL.
L come from?
Klein.
Oh.
You know, Lynn's K
First two
doesn't
letters.
work. Yeah, I was like trying everything, and I was like, we're gonna stick with this.
It looks
And you're
good.
always posting your shows and how people can watch
I
you and
post
find
a lot
you on
of
there.
stories with like all the dates and stuff.
Yes.
Um,
We're gonna come and
yeah,
heckle
you
your
can
next
find me
show.
Yeah, we'll be the
Comedy clubs
hecklers.
around Toronto.
Yes.
Amazing.
Oh
Well,
my
thanks so much for coming on.
God.
This was
Thanks
so
for
fun.
having
to
me.
Thanks for
learn
coming
about.
on Pot of Talk, the
podcast
podcast where we shit talk ourselves.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Tor.
And that was Lindsay Klein.
And we will see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.